Hey, honey, we voted today.
I know.
It's National Vote Early Day.
It is.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be today.
We didn't even know that.
October 24th,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah. How do you
Trump
feel?
2020.
How do you feel about voting today?
Awesome. I spent hours and hours and hours researching all the judges, which was mostly on the ballot. But, obviously what's really important is to take back the House. So we voted for Big Dan in District 3, Nevada.
That guy's amazing.
He's awesome. He's great. And I saw the slam ads on him, but he's great. He's pro-Trump. So we voted for Trump, Pence.
Yeah.
We voted for Big Dan.
Yeah. Why did you vote for Trump?
Because we don't want communism in this country, and it's been going that way silently. The boiling frog.
Yeah.
Slowly.
That's very scary.
Yeah, it is very, very scary. Basically, Trump is trying to keep the money that we earn in our pockets. Back before 1913, there was no income tax. Our country made money based off of tariffs. And so the citizens of the country didn't have to pay tax. And he's trying to get back to that standard where we have less regulation. We're adults. We know how to balance a checkbook. We know how to raise our children. We don't need mommy, daddy, government to tell us what to do. Small government, more freedom.
Freedom is a good word. What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means being an adult, that we get to choose what we want to do, and you also get to pay the consequences for your decisions.
You're responsible.
Yes, exactly. When you have mommy, daddy, government telling you what you can and cannot do, we don't have to wear a mask here. We went to this is Nevada, and they still have the mandate for masks. We got in line, no masks. Now, I won't tell you what we did. We had a backup system just in case, because we're going to vote in person no matter what. We also printed our ballot to check it, make sure there's a documented paper, so that there could be electronic digital switching, and we would not drop off our ballot and we didn't even surrender our ballot. We signed an affidavit that we would not vote twice because all this voter fraud and ballot harvesting, we were not even going to go there. So, but we voted for Trump because we want freedom, we want low taxes, we want less regulation, plus Trump's the funniest fucking president we've ever had in the United States.
Do you think what are the key accomplishments you think he's had in the first term?
There's
so many.
Numerous. I mean, he got rid of Baghdadi. He's bringing peace to the Middle East. He's brought peace to my dad fought in the Korean War in the late 50s. Okay, he was in the Navy. My dad's a war veteran, Navy SEAL. He passed away a few years ago. Unfortunately, he drowned in a boating accident. He loved the ocean, but he brought peace to Korea. I mean, he's the first president that ever walked over. What's the borderline from North and South Korea?
The DMZ, the demilitarized zone.
A lot of people don't know this, but Trump speaks many languages.
Yeah.
People are trying to bash Ivanka because her daughter speaks Chinese. Where do you think she learned it?
Yeah.
Melania speaks 5 languages. All of the Trumps speak many languages. That's why all the presidents and prime ministers of other countries love Trump. They get along with him because he speaks their language.
And domestically, he brought up in the debate about like prison reform.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting people out.
Opportunity zones.
It was Joe Biden that put these people in prison for marijuana.
Yeah.
Which, needs to just be legalized. Let people choose. Have them freedom. If you want to drink, you want to smoke, or smoke a cigar, like Cubans were illegal for a while. It's so stupid. We're adults. We're citizens. We should be able to we shouldn't be documented everywhere we go and, have to have an RFID chip somewhere.
That's big government.
That's where that was going with the government, getting Trump. I have read Crippled America. I've read Art of the Deal, which is based off Art of War. Trump is a master of Sun Tzu. He's getting everybody to look over here while there's only about maybe 40% at maximum of what the public is actually going to know what's really going on. Trump is taking he's done so much with the Middle East, with cutting taxes, with cutting regulation.
I'm going to say energy independence.
I know you're all about, this stupid global warming. He's getting rid of that. He got us out of the Paris deal, the TPP, a horrible agreement. He's gotten agreements, the trade deals he's doing independently, trying to get rid of NAFTA. He has done more. His face will be on Mount Rushmore with Abraham Lincoln. Joe Biden is like, him running against Joe Biden is like running against the air. Okay, he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, knee pads and pee pads, that's who he's running against. This is a flippin' joke. Now you've got Twitter banning everybody. You've got Google, and there's the biggest lawsuit ever going on against Google for antitrust laws, because what they've been doing is trying to silence our freedom of speech. Trump's getting our freedom of speech, that he's securing our Constitution, not as a liquid, alive thing. The Constitution was written for all time.
So
our founding fathers.
Constitution. That makes me think of the 3 Supreme Court justices he's nominated, and 3 that will make it.
Exactly. He's gotten Amy Coney Barrett. He's gotten Kavanaugh and
Gorsuch.
And he's going. I bet he gets 2 more.
Yep, could be.
And I bet Roe v. versus Wade will get overturned.
Yeah.
He's trying to save the lives of fetuses and babies. And I won't go into conspiracies, not theories, but conspiracies. I'm a conspiracy researcher, and I know what is really going on. This COVID, you notice he never wears a mask if he absolutely doesn't have to, and you shouldn't. It is so toxic.
And he just had it, and he's now
immune. He got over it, and of course everybody was hitting on hydroxychloroquine. HCQ was so bad, blah blah blah. And when we know it's not, it's like that's what gets rid of malaria. You go to Africa and you have to take the stuff.
I did it.
Right, you went all over the world as a geologist, so you know how. And then we find out, it's helps with cancer.
Yep.
All these cures. They're going to come out. And then he started the Space Force. Who does that? No one has ever started, I don't, what other president started another, well, obviously there were, but it's been, 100 years?
I don't know. Probably the Marines were the last.
I don't know. So, I
think the Marines were in the 40s or 30s. I'm not sure.
Right. But, no, he's the best president. I love him so much. Met Donald Trump Jr., got pictures with him. I think Donald Trump Jr., I love the whole Trump family, but I think Donald Trump Jr. would be an incredible president, down the road at some point. Pompeo's great too, down the road. But today, it's going to be a landslide. Trump 2020, baby.
Yeah.
Trump 2020. We're going to win, even with all the voter fraud and all the ballot harvesting going on. And it's really bad here in Nevada too. That's why we voted in person, and we didn't wear a mask. Nobody said anything to us, and all the workers we counted maybe 5 people that weren't wearing a mask out of hundreds in line. We walked inside. No one made us wear a mask.
They didn't even mention it.
And our daughter Summer, her first time voting. She's 19 years old. She voted for Trump, and I did all the research on the judges. So we're really, really excited and happy. I'm telling you, the next 4 years, you're going to see some shit fly. There's going to be indictments. All these people that are naysayers saying there's no indictments, all these criminals like the Clintons and Obama and all the Spygate, and now we're finding about the Bidengate, all his corruption. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
That will all happen. And and that's great, but I care about my freedom. I care about my family's freedom. I care about my cat's freedom. I want the freedom to roam and do what I want, eat where I want, go where I want. I don't want to be inhibited with a small space.
Right.
Trump is providing freedom.
Speaking of small space, we're hemmed in here in Vegas, and you've learned about that, and that led us elsewhere. You want to talk about the rest of that?
Well, yeah, Nevada is the 7th largest state, and we have no private property here. 85% of the land is owned by the government. Las Vegas is imploding because we're surrounded by federal land, and everyone's moving here from California, and they're California, Nevada. But up north in North Nevada, it's like little Texas. Largest gold mine in the entire United States is in Elko County of rich farmers, rich miners, and rich ranchers that live up there, and they love Trump. And we bought 48 acres up there, and we're excavating the land. We eventually we'll be moving up there, but it is beautiful, and our country, we're going to get our country back, and people need to wake up because they've got to keep it back. You know, Trump's what, 74 now, so we've got to keep what he's establishing and his legacy alive. Reagan tried it, but he had the Bushes, you know, hindering him. Trump does not.
Right. Thank
And
you.
with that, happy voting day.
Excellent. Thank you very much, honey.